Hello everyone, this is Scorpion, and welcome back to a video a day. We are officially on episode 7, as shown by the chapter, considering how we do a chapter a day, or at least a chapter a video and a video a day, so it sort of like fits in tandem, really fits hand in hand, and hand in hand. So, I just want to say, if you've come this far, thank you very much. I'm really happy that you guys could be around for all of this. This is basically the aftermath of chapter 6, and by the aftermath I really mean like the events after. So I'm just gonna make this a little bit short and sweet. But I just want to say it's about to get crazy. Like, very crazy. Let's do this. Chapter 7. There have been stories of LR-P's getting their heads chopped off by the blades of the helicopters when they're landing. Until I see someone get decapitated by these weird killer helicopters, I'm gonna just sit on the fence, and nowhere near the helipads. Low-rank guardsman, Scorpion, Wheeler. The head choppers and other urban legends from Urban Shade Guardsmen. It's a podcast. Worst job ever. I know, Emily, what could be any worse? At least better than scraping barnacles off the bottoms of the submarines. Wake, wake, nudge, nudge. I couldn't agree with Sebastian anymore, except for the annoying shoulder nudging. We were cleaning the helipads for 45 minutes, and Sebastian constantly had to hunch over just so we could mop. He must have felt a tinge of humiliation. He did have a pretty good point anyway. You have a pretty good point, Sebastian, I replied reassuringly. That job was hell on earth, let me tell you. Sebastian chuckled. He was very much a great listener to what I had to say. Alright, Emily, I'm done sweeping the first helipad. I guess that's the benefit of having 3 arms. Now you do the scrubbing, I'll do the mopping. I'm gonna get this done as fast as possible, alright? I was confused by his statement. Why? Sebastian gave me an ear-to-ear grin. So we can prank the old man. So, get this. Remember, Mr. Shade comes to the Outlook to check on us every 10 minutes. That'll give us plenty of time to strategize. After a couple rounds of him checking on us, we'll finish our quating, wait till the perfect time, and then we'll go to an already landed helicopter and fashion ourselves some pretty decent looking dummies that make it look like he got decapitated. Alright? I knew the stakes. I knew that I would be demoted, but I was willing to take some risk. After all, if you don't embrace danger, whether mentally or physically, are you really living? I gave him a look of mischief. Alright, Sebastian, let's do this. Don't we exclave. Sebastian couldn't be any happier. Wait, let me try that again. Alright, Sebastian, let's do this. Don't we exclave. Sebastian couldn't be any happier. Okay, we're scaring the crap out of Expendables on the black side to this. Let's go. Later. So, Sebastian, how did this urban legend become a thing? Well, the legend is based on a true story. Here it is. It all started when the man, supposedly one of the technicians, was cleaning the helipad that we're standing on right now. A nearby mechanic, working on helicopters allegedly, saw what the technician was doing and decided to act in the most brutal way possible. He snuck up behind the technician, now mopping, saw the helicopter landing on the pad, and shoved him into the path of the helicopter. The technician's neck was right in the vicinity of the blades. So, wait! They decapitated him on the spot. His head went flying into the ocean below, and his body threw itself on the ground, spilling blood onto the helipad. That was when the helipad was brand new. So the concrete absorbed the blood like a sponge. That's how the blood stains are still seen to this day. As he was talking, I looked down into the studs. The concrete's color, that of rust. He wasn't lying. That fire fell back in Mr. Shade's office flickered. I was waiting the sight of a literal decapitation. Combined with that, the smell of the bleach mingled with the cold air was enough to make my eyes water. The mechanic, though, could not escape death either. Slipping on the massive puddle of blood, he hit the concrete, broke his neck, and he died. His relatives were notified, and he was put for burial. The technician's body found him buried, however, no one could find the head. They sent diving teams, even the Coast Guard, to look for the head in this wild goose chase of a search. In the end, it was never found. So the helipads have become cursed by the spirit of the technician, even to this day. In conclusion, whenever anyone is on this helipad, I'll just say simply, they better repent because they are doomed. Luckily for us, somebody already died here today. These 2 dummies. Okay, should we do anything with him yet? I asked. Not until you finish mopping the last helipad, Sebastian clarified. Then we can have a little fun. Alright, I answered. I'm about halfway done. Good, he answered. Now shut up. About, Mr. Shade's coming. He was true to his word when he said that. In the distance, I could see Mr. Shade's tread wheelchair along with his 2 personal guardsmen speeding closer to our proximity. He was staring at us with smug eyes, but the rest of his face betrayed his cataract-filled eyes. He inched, or should I say treaded, closer to where we were standing. Then he stopped. He watched. He looked at us, then he looked up at the sky. Then he looked at us and continued this, watching the sky process for 4 minutes. For me, it felt like 40. Then he turned his tread wheelchair to face his back to us and sped away. The clack hits of the tread on the concrete echoing in the air. The guardsmen followed. Well, the coast is clear, Sebastian declared. I think we're ready. Damn right we're ready, I replied, giving him a determined smile. Let's do this. Then we began the preparations for, in my opinion, the best prank in Urban Shade's history. We began by finding the nearest landed helicopter. Then we saw one just west of us. That's where we'd set it up. We ran to set the helicopter and put fake blood on the blades, Sebastian's remake of an old classic, to make it look like something gnarly happened while it was landing. The imaginary friend was just staring at the helipad with the real bloodstains, not saying a word. Then we popped the heads off the dummies and started painting other surfaces to look like us. After that was done, then we got to the hard part, the gore. Luckily, Sebastian had some experience in making dummies look like they got lobotomized. After that was done, then came the spilling of the fake blood. We had to spill with style and, most importantly, accuracy. 9 minutes and 28 seconds later, we put some spare clothes, prosthetics, and wigs on the dummies and ran for cover. And now we wait, Sebastian whispered. Wait until the tank-shredded fossil sees what we had in store. Yeah, right. Hopefully it goes well, but not too well. The last thing I'd want is him dying of a heart attack. And by the looks of it nowadays, it seems like it could happen any minute. Sebastian spoke grimly. I can honestly see it happening right now. Oh, Sebastian. I replied with a sense of shock in my voice. He's coming this way. Oop. Time to do light mode again. Forward action. I was right. I am back on the path. Mr. Shade was speeding to the helipads, along with the same 2 guardsmen to see if they were clean. They indeed were, except for one. He came closer to the bloody mess of the helipad. As they came closer, all 3 of them went from the look of disappointment to a look of pure disbelief. Sebastian did excruciatingly well, as Mr. Shade was letting out a scratchy scream of terror and shock as he saw my decapitated corpse. He tried to speak, but nothing came out, as far as I could tell. Then I could hear him whisper, Amelia. He then stroked the wig of my severed head. He said, his voice crackling, Oh, Amelia, my daughter, she's dead. Then he started sobbing uncontrollably, and a weak guardsman redacted put his gloved hand on Mr. Shade's shoulder to comfort him. How could I do this to her? He then grabbed my severed head and hugged it to his chest. How? Should we come up to him? I asked Sebastian. Not yet, Emily. He whispered in return, waiting until the time is right. Then I saw what he meant. Guardsman redacted spoke to the head of the dummy. We were wrong about you, Amelia. Mr. Shade should have trusted you. You went near side of the Hey, wait a minute. He then saw that the severed head was a fake, as did Mr. Shade. The Guardsman redacted was... Let's just say that he was distracted, aiming his assault rifle at the ground to see if the sights were good. And they both had a look of genuine shock. What the hell? The Guardsman then turned in a panoramic fashion to look for any officials. Who did this? Who defaced Mr. Shade's daughter? We did, I replied, coming out of the shadows of the evergreens. Sebastian and I. All Sebastian could say as he was coming out of the shadows was, Hey guys, hey Mr. Shade. Mr. Shade and both guardsmen were very much shocked at the sight. Wait, how did you go from there, dead as a doornail, the guardsman redacted noted, pointing at the vandalized helipad, to here? He added pointing at us very much alive and breathing. Well, said Sebastian, It's pretty simple. It's a little thing called misdirection. Please don't shoot me. Don't worry, Sebastian. Navi spoke with the elite guardsman's helm. Even if they had guns, which they do, they wouldn't shoot you, even though Mr. Shade told the guardsman that you were to be shot on sight. Sebastian breathed a huge sigh of relief. Oh, thank God. Mr. Shade, though, wasn't done yet, even with Navi speaking for him. But I'm giving you strike 2, Mr. Solus. This is the 3rd time that you've done a prank of this scale with anyone this week, my daughter included. Don't let it happen again. Sebastian looked him in the eye. I won't. Mr. Shade raised an eyebrow at him in distrust. I promise. Down goes the eyebrow. Very well then. Guardsman redacted replied, your word, man. As for you, Mr. Shade said, curling his unmoving, withered hand to point at me. I jumped, my heart coming back to its state of redlining. I thought that I'd be off the hook. I was wrong. This is the 2nd time that you've got yourself in trouble. Remember what happens if you slip up a 3rd time? Then, with the help of guardsmen, he pointed to the submarine bay. I shuddered. This time, it wasn't just my arms and legs that felt like they were made of tungsten. Everything from the waist down felt too heavy to move. I didn't want to be sent back down into the black side. I just changed that. There we go. Then he looked at me. The both of you may go. Thank you, sirs, I spoke. But you have to clean up this mess. The 2 of us groaned at the news. Damn! Both Sebastian and I shouted in unison. You made the mess, so you have to clean it up, Navi ordered. Good luck, you 2. The Navi deactivated and the 3 of the guys sped away. We both fell on our knees to erase our very masterpiece of mock violence. Its smelling of corn syrup and chemicals mingled with the cold salt spray. The imaginary friend was no help. Anyway, she just stared at the fake blood, and then at me, as if she was mourning a version of me that did die in Mr. Shade's office, along with $12,500 US. Sebastian looked at me disappointedly. You know, Emily, your dad? I looked at him confused. Yeah? He then muttered with a grim voice. I really hate that guy. Yeah, foretell me I'm dead. Yeah, foretell me I'm dead. I responded in agreement, staring disappointedly at Mr. Shade as he moved towards the recesses of the loading docks. Yeah, this one is like one of the more funny chapters. And by funny, I mean dark. Like, darkly funny. I mean, this novel does have a way of conveying comedy, though, yeah, it's, as I said before, it's on a dark side. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching and or listening. It is L-G Scorpion, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya!
Mind saving that until after visiting hours are over? I think I have my fair share of existential dread as is.
I'm sorry, Sebastian.
Thank you.